go. I got them keys. 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 I got them keys.
I got the moves. I got the moves. Oh, I'm making moves. You gotta move. You gotta move. She made that back move. Damn. She made the titties move. Damn. I made the city move. Like, whoa. I made the city move. I got the moves. I'm making moves. I got the moves. I got the moves. I'm making moves. I'm making moves. You gotta move. You gotta. She made that back move. Damn. She made the titties move.
Hey!
I made the city move.
Yes, sir. Welcome. We are live, ladies and gentlemen, for the very first time tonight. Let me talk to you, podcast, wrestling, and South Florida sports talk. I am your host, Frankie Fresco. You guys know me from the Squared Circle Digest. And introducing for the very first time tonight, maybe more to come, my brother, my partner in crime, Mr. DiTrapio. How are you doing tonight, bro?
Hello, everyone. DiTrapio in the house. Thank you for having me today, Fresco, my brother. Pleasure being here today.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. I'm glad you're able to come. So just wanted to go ahead and tell you guys a little backdrop of what's going on here. So obviously, you know, on Tuesdays, 8 o'clock, we usually have the Squared Circle Digest. Me and Sean typically go on at 8 on Tuesdays. Unfortunately, Sean is under the weather. So because Sean is under the weather, we're going ahead and doing something different. I'm bringing in this sports talk radio podcast type of vibe to my channel, and then hopefully we could grow it. This being our first show, we're gonna have hiccups. Like I told you, like I'm just starting to get to know this. Like I'm not like an expert when it comes to all this. And again, talking to my brother, we both love sports. We both love wrestling. So we're winging it. We're just basically gonna give you as much information as possible. If you guys chime in on the chat throughout the show, we really would appreciate it. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe. Don't forget to go ahead and hit that like. That way we could get more people to come in. And we're going to talk about everything. Like I said, wrestling. We're going to talk about the Miami Heat. We're going to talk about the Miami Dolphins. We're going to talk about soccer. Anything that you guys want to talk about. We even talking a little bit about the Homestead Speedway, since me and my brother and our family was able to go check it out for the very first time. We've never done that before, so that's pretty cool. So again, Nick, thank you so much. Everybody, don't forget to follow my brother, That Way Nick, on all social media platforms. And let's start with the show. So obviously, we hope Sean feels better. Sean, if you stop by the chat, hopefully you can say what's up to us. If you don't stop by the chat, it's okay. We know that you're a little bit under the weather. Hopefully we could check out do the show next week. If not, we'll try me and my brother. Maybe we'll do something different. Maybe we'll go after the Square Circle Digest. We gotta coordinate this, man. We gotta coordinate. What do you think? You think we could do this more often, Nick, or do you think it's only gonna be like one in a blue?
Nah. I think this is a great opportunity, and we'll work something out. We'll keep it going, man. Keep it going. And Sean, feel better, man. Let's get this show on the road, man.
Awesome, man. So another thing I want to go ahead and say is me and my brother are very big Dolphin fans. So if you guys tune into a couple of other podcast shows, we tune into sometimes we watch Omar Kelly and Poop Art. So shout out to those two guys.
The All Dolphins podcast.
Yeah, so we're big. So I'm gonna steal a line from Omar. Don't be disappearing on me, Nick. Don't be disappearing on me, Nick. Because Omar was talking about how Poop Art was disappearing on him. But it's okay. I'm not as picky as Omar. So, but let's talk wrestling. Let's first talk a little bit about wrestling, because that's kind of our forte, at least for me. And then my brother will probably chime in as much as he can. And then we'll go and probably divert into the Dolphins talk. Then we'll talk a little bit about Heat and et cetera, et cetera. So first and foremost, let's talk WWE. That's why I have the cover of the WWE here. And the very first thing we're going to talk about is a little bit about Monday Night Raw last night. Very exciting Monday Night Raw. It wasn't as impactful as I thought it was going to be. It was okay. Obviously, it started with the whole, Judgment Day, you had Finn Balor. You also had Damian Priest come out. They were celebrating their victory because last week they won the tag team championship belts. And then all of a sudden, Cody Rhodes came and interrupted them. So Cody was like, yo, how do you like it when I interrupt you guys? And then all of a sudden, boom, we get this huge announcement for Crown Jewel. Cody is going one-on-one against Damian Priest at Crown Jewel. Nick, what do you think about that? Damian Priest, Cody Rhodes, do you like that match for Crown Jewel?
Nightmare versus Senior Bank, Money in the Bank. I like it. I think the idea is creative. It's making Judgment Day feel more involved in not just one specific group, but just all around everybody. And there's just some bad blood already there being built. So especially with Rhea messing them up and stuff like that. So I think it's a good storyline being built there.
So let's talk a little bit about that. So Rhea Ripley, what happened yesterday in Raw was that obviously Cody Rhodes saying that he wanted to talk to the head honcho of the Judgment Day, and he basically said it was Rhea Ripley. So Rhea Ripley, you're the head honcho. You're the one we want to talk to. That's who I need to talk to. But unfortunately, obviously, Rhea Ripley was not there at the time. Oh, thank you so much, Sean Stanley in the building. Damn, I got replaced quick. No voice. Move on. Sean, thank you so much, man. Let us know. Give me a thumbs up if you could hear my brother and myself clearly on the show. And don't forget to go ahead and if you could tell friends and family to tune in, bro. Much appreciated. Hope you feel better. We will try to do the squared circle next week. So the other thing what happened was obviously Rhea Ripley was talking to a couple of the other fighters that she's going to be facing at Crown Jewel because they had the signing of that match. So now it's official. Rhea Ripley will be going up against Nia Jax, Zoe Stark, Shayna Baszler, and Raquel Rodriguez. And then I wanted to go ahead and bring Rhea Ripley up because, man, you know me, man, Mr. AEW. You know I love talking about AEW. You know I love my boy CM Punk. And she used another line. She used a line of CM Punk. And every time somebody mentions something or references CM Punk, I don't know what to believe. I don't know if it's going to be that. Like, it's supposed to be amazing. Like, oh my God, are they giving us like this hope and this like slim little chance that we're going to be able to get CM Punk in WWE again? I want him to come back at Royal Rumble. That's what I want him to do. I don't think he's going to win Royal Rumble, but I want him to come back at Royal Rumble. But
wouldn't be surprised.
She went and she said that the quote is, I want to get something off my chest. And if you guys remember, that is what CM Punk said kind of when he was giving the pipe bomb over there back in the day in WWE. So Nick, talk to me, man. Do you think we're gonna see CM Punk in WWE, or are we gonna see him in another wrestling show?
I mean, I heard before, if I'm incorrect, that he went for WWE and there was some sort of like not so much of an agreement going on there, but at the same time, CM Punk is such a big star. I mean, he has a huge fan group and he's still very relevant to this day. And I honestly feel like WWE should capitalize on that, especially if there's a lot of storylines right now that are just being I don't want to say repetitive, but it's just being same storyline, just different angles, and some people are noticing that. And I think bringing in someone like CM Punk will stir up the pot again and kind of spark things up. So I mean, that's just me. I like CM Punk too. I mean, he was awesome in AEW, he was awesome in WWE. So, and if he does move somewhere, I mean, any organization would maybe not completely be on him immediately, but for sure gonna take a look and see, hey, what can we do and to bring in a big star like CM Punk.
Well, one of the big wrestling organizations that are actually thinking about bringing him back is actually Impact Wrestling. So word on the street was that Impact Wrestling is actually talking to CM Punk, and there's a chance he might sign with Impact Wrestling. Now, here are the challenges. Number one, Impact Wrestling does not have the same amount of money to be able to pay him what he is probably going to ask for and what he was getting paid in AEW. Remember, AEW is backed up by Warner Brothers, so they have that money. Impact Wrestling doesn't. The other thing is that keep in mind though, Impact Wrestling had a pay-per-view this past weekend, and one of the things they brought back was TNA Wrestling. So before Impact, it was called TNA. I guess they decided to kind of like rebrand it again, and now they're bringing back TNA Wrestling, which was pretty cool. If you guys follow me on X, I did repost the actual video that TNA went ahead and posted. Actually, maybe I could still share it. So let me see. Let me see if I could go to my thing and share. What do you think about CM Punk possibly going to a different federation, a completely different location other than AEW and WWE, Nick? What do you think?
You know, I feel like as a wrestler, you know, obviously money is a big thing. However, having to put him in such a big spotlight, I think TNA would make him feel like he's important. You know, cater to everything, you know, the way he travels to different cities, the way the type of places he has to stay, you know, make him feel like, you know, I'm being catered to perform at my best of my abilities and not have to go through obstacles to, you know, have to get to, you know, feel some type of way of not being welcomed into the organization. And I think TNA might take a different approach and be like, hey, look, you may not be we don't have the payroll for it, we don't have the budget for it, but hey, you're gonna be the face of TNA. And I think that that's what CM Punk cares about. Obviously they'll probably the numbers won't match from time to time, but I think CM Punk will consider it. Will he go for it? That's for him to decide. But I, like I said before, TNA is not going to completely reject the idea of CM Punk coming in, and I don't think CM Punk is going to reject the idea of him going into TNA. So there's some sort of mutual, you know, interest, I believe.
Yeah, and let me see if I could share this. Let me see if you guys can see this. So I'm gonna try to share this. Let me see if it shows up. Yeah, there it is. So if you look at it, I'm not making it. Let me see if I can make the screen bigger and put the volume on. Hold on a second. All right. That was pretty cool, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought when I saw that video, I was like, "Holy crap, that's
I'm
cool,
surprised
man."
they can still use like old wrestlers that are still under contract.
That's creative though. Like I saw that they stuck in Kurt Angle, they stuck in Sting in there. So I'm like, yo, bro, these guys are like they're trying to win some fans over again. I know Sting is not there. Sting is in AEW and Kurt Angle's retired. But yeah, I guess they must have figured something out, or maybe they're like, screw it, we're just gonna go ahead and put it on there. But hey, man, I mean, more power to them. And then one thing we forgot to mention is that Ace Steel, who works with CM Punk when he was in AEW, Ace Steel, who was part of like some of the creative stuff that CM Punk used to do, is actually now in Impact Wrestling. So
Oh my
there's a
God, there goes
there's
the
a
connection.
so you gotta understand that Ace Steel and CM Punk have a really good connection. They're probably gonna make their way over, or at least gonna try to figure something out. So that was TNA making a return, which is exciting. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, man. I don't tune into TNA or Impact as much. I saw Tiffany Fatu was there. I mean, I look at their Twitter accounts here and there, but I'm not a big fan. But I will tell you this: they're bringing this back. I might tune in. I might watch it. And if CM Punk is actually uh, they bring him over, I'm definitely gonna tune in. One thing I did like was that we had an old AEW wrestler make her Impact debut, which was Sonny Kiss. And it was in the battle royale that they were having. And then the other thing crazy about it is that she went after the first person she wanted to go after, which is Kylie King, which, if you remember, Nick, we saw at CCW. My brother went with me to
Wow, I can't
CCW.
believe, look how she's grown, man. I love that.
So Kylie King was in that battle royale, and yeah, Sonny Kiss was in there and actually attacked her.
He was the
Uh,
CCW champion too
yeah.
for women.
So there's a lot of things going on in TNA, and I hope that they make it big. I mean, wrestling in general deserves to keep growing. And hey, man, you might call me Mr. AEW. We might talk about AEW and WWE a lot, but look, man, if it grows and it keeps growing, then we'll be able to talk more about TNA and Impact Wrestling. All right, going back to WWE though, we have another update that happened on Friday. Social media was trending on X, and it was the fight that a lot of people maybe are excited about, which is Rey Mysterio defending his WWE United States Championship against the one and only Maverick Logan Paul, who keeps still taking shots at Dylan Dennis. That boxing fight that he just had, that was one of the. I mean, I didn't watch the fight. I saw the highlights. I saw that it was pretty whack, and he took shots at Dylan Dennis again on Monday, telling him that he got fired. But man, Rey Mysterio Jr. versus the Maverick Logan Paul. What do you think about that fight? You think that's gonna be a good fight for Crown Jewel?
I for some strange reason, I'm not gonna lie to you, Maverick, aka Logan Paul, he wasn't a big I didn't like him at first, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm starting to kind of have a little interest on Logan Paul. He's very funny. He's a troller. I like what he did on yesterday. Yeah, when obviously one of the craziest heels right now, Dom Mysterio, and I
My
liked when
boy.
obviously he took a shot at Rey Mysterio saying, hey, Dom had to go through obstacles like me, and Dom had to go through an obstacle as having a deadbeat dad or whatever.
That's awesome, dude.
And then Dom in the background's like, yeah, man, yeah. And then,
So cool.
Colleen, Colleen, I'm not good with her name, but she's the announcer. And then he's like, since you're here already, you know, title me already, call me. I want to hear it already. It's gonna happen, whatever. But I like that. I like how they're incorporating a little bit of the bad blood that was built a lot, like very much between Dom and Ray, and now Maverick is going against Ray Mysterio. So I think it's a cool match. I really like it.
Hell yeah, man. Actually, the ring announcer, her name is Samantha Irvin. So he was calling out
Samantha,
Samantha,
yeah.
and he was telling her, "Yo, I want you to come out here and crown me already the United States champion." So that was really cool. I wonder how they're gonna like twist this around, man. I mean, I'm very interested. I didn't expect Dom to come out and then them associate themselves. Like, I don't ever see Logan Paul joining like the Judgment Day. I don't think they will ever do that. I think Logan Paul, even though a lot of us don't like him, I'm pretty sure a lot of people want to see him actually like do his own thing. I think although he's not the best wrestler out there, but I think he has enough firepower in his character to stand alone. I think him possibly joining the Judgment Day would kind of hurt the Judgment Day because he just doesn't fit. It doesn't look like a wrestler that would like a character that would fit with them. But I will say this: I do feel that maybe there's something in the future where Dom might do something, and I know Sean is probably going to be mad at me. Sean is going to be like, "What the hell, Frank? What the hell are you talking about?" But you never know, man. Maybe Dom teams up with Maverick and they have a tag team match or something. Like they'll go up against somebody else. You never know what could happen. And then if WWE wants to go ahead and break the Judgment Day, hey man, who's to say that you can't have Finn Balor, Damian Priest versus Logan Paul and Dominic Mysterio? It could happen, bro. That's all I gotta
Yeah.
say, man. Wrestling is wrestling is something that is unpredictable, and we could always call anything is crazy. I've seen crazy stuff out there. Hopefully, we do get some. I still do want to see Logan Paul with Rey Mysterio with Dominic Mysterio. They got to do something. They got to do something before he fights Rey Mysterio. But I will tell you this, man. I think it's going to be a very exciting fight for Crown Jewel because both of them can hang. Rey Mysterio, you know him, he's flying everywhere. Logan Paul is very athletic himself. So I think that's actually one of the interesting fights I want to see, or interesting wrestling matches that I want to see at Crown Jewel. The other matches that have been announced for Crown Jewel is obviously Roman Reigns versus LA Knight, which is a really good fight. I mean, a lot of people. There's some.
It's too
I don't know.
soon, man. Too soon. Too soon.
There's a lot of people that are, dude. There's a lot of people talking in social media, and there's people saying that they're getting a little bit tired about LA Knight. They feel that LA Knight is starting to be kind of boring, and I don't know, man. I mean, they just started giving him a pop. Like, how are people going to be going ahead and saying, "Yo, LA Knight sucks," or like, "I don't want to see LA Knight. He's getting tired." I mean, he's getting a pop now. Like, this is the first time he's fighting Roman Reigns. He's been working with John Cena in the last couple of shows and stuff like that. Like, why are they hating on LA Knight, dude?
I think WWE kind of slipped when, because I know Damian Priest is good, but I think LA Knight should have won Money in the Bank. That would have given him more of a reason to be Like, people like to follow winners, and if you're gonna keep losing at big moments like that, then you kind of lose a little bit of your stardom. And that's where Damian Priest kind of blew up with the Money in the Bank. So I feel like obviously he already has enough. He already had a great fight a couple of months ago, and he's been having great fights these past couple of weeks. So I just feel like, LA Knight could be seen as a little bit tiresome, especially with him not winning anything or not having something across his waist yet. You
Yeah.
know,
Well, no. And then
but
obviously, go
okay,
ahead.
okay.
Go ahead. My bad.
But honestly, I feel like it's just too soon. I think it's too soon. I don't honestly see. I don't want to give my prediction, but I just see it too soon. It's too soon, bro. Too soon.
Well, I mean, I don't think he's gonna beat Roman Reigns, but I like the fact that they put him up in the main event against Roman Reigns. I think I'm still gonna stick to my guns and say that LA Knight wins the Royal Rumble and he will be at WrestleMania. I just, if my predictions are correct, and this is obviously the top five that me and Sean spoke about last week, I have Roman Reigns obviously beating LA Knight at Crown Jewel, but I have LA Knight winning Royal Rumble and then going to Royal Rumble and then challenging Seth freaking Rollins for his belt. That's kind of like the route I'm going. I don't see Seth Rollins, which is the other fight that also been announced for Crown Jewel, lose to Drew McIntyre. I don't know what angle they're trying to do with this whole Rhea Ripley thing, because Rhea Ripley is like showing up left and right, talking to Roman Reigns, talking to Drew McIntyre, talking to Seth freaking Rollins, talking to Paul Heyman. She's talking to everybody, man. Like, what is she trying to do here? I mean, they got me a little bit like confused here. I don't know what to expect. I don't know if she's just trying to build up herself and the Judgment Day, or if there's some type of angle that they're trying to do here. I mean, I know that when she was talking to Roman Reigns, not Roman, when she was talking to Seth Rollins last night, she basically told them, "Hey, you got to be better than Roman Reigns, and in order for you to be better with Roman Reigns, you need to have backup, and we're the backup. We're the ones that could cover your back, and nobody can hurt you, because Roman has the bloodline. Drew McIntyre obviously was talking to Judgment Day, so who's gonna back up who? And is this a way that maybe, I guess, if you kind of look at it, this might be a way for Rhea Ripley to help Damian Priest
Mm-hmm.
cash in on the Money in the Bank, which I hope that doesn't happen, because remember, my theory is, I know it's crazy.
And it's crazy you say that, because let's say they're both fighting, and then let's say, so to speak, they do pop out. Who are they gonna help? Are they gonna help Drew McIntyre, or are they gonna help Seth freaking Rollins? So it just it I for sure it would be silly for them to help Rollins, but would it? Like, you don't know what they're gonna do after that. Would Rollins be like, "Yo, they got my back, so let's go after someone else. Let's go after Roman Reigns now," or something? You never know, dude. You never know.
Maybe she wants to kind of like play with both of them. That way, Damian Priest can cash on his Money in the Bank briefcase and then win the belt, and then say, "Haha, I got Drew and Seth freaking Rollins to
That too.
like
Use
fall
them
for
as a
my
puppet.
plan."
Yeah.
Exactly. The last thing we want to talk about when it comes to the WWE side is Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay is coming up in his contract. He's a free agent soon, and they are very, very um word behind the street is, or word on the street is, he might sign with WWE. Now, for me, that's a surprise. AEW is where I thought he was going to sign. I heard he also had an opportunity. He was getting interest from Impact Wrestling, but now WWE is actually interested in him. So Will Ospreay, if you guys don't know, he's been in AEW a couple times because he does work for New Japan Wrestling. He's been on some of their pay-per-views, and he's worked angles over there in AEW. But man, if you bring Will Ospreay to the WWE, wouldn't that be like another like big steal from WWE? Like, they just took Jake Cargill, and now you take Will Ospreay. I know that's not an AEW product, but still, man, that's a big name, man. I like Will Ospreay. I thought he that fight that he had with Kenny Omega on that pay-per-view was amazing, and now to possibly see him in WWE. I mean, granted, there's going to be some really good matches. You can put him up against Seth freaking Rollins. You can put him against Cody. You can put him up against LA Knight. You can
A
put him
lot of
against
people.
anybody. So, like,
Yeah,
dude, do you think that would be another steal? Do you think that's another victory for WWE over AEW?
definitely, man. I mean, his matches have been, the numbers don't lie. A lot of people watch him. I mean, he's an all-around great wrestler. He's a great performer. You know, he sells the show. I mean, think about it. It's like history repeated itself. You know, back in the day, WWE had to kind of, you know, pick up different wrestlers from different organizations, and now they're doing it again. And eventually, their wrestlers are getting older, so they need to pick up other people. And right now, to kind of fill in that gap quickly, they already got, you know, stars that are already formed, and like and what I call farm organized wrestling organizations like AEW and New Japan, where they kind of farm they raise, they harvest the wrestler, and then once they got that pop, bye, we'll go to WWE, which sucks if you're a wrestler who's, you know, who likes AEW or has an attachment to TNA, stuff like that.
Absolutely. Now let's go ahead and jump ship a little bit here. We're gonna go and talk a little bit about AEW. And the reason I want to talk about AEW is because AEW just went ahead and they're making business moves. You understand? I mean, one of the things that they're doing is that they are officially going ahead and have a business relationship now with the Lucha Libre CMLL, which is which it makes sense. That's why on Rampage you had the fight between Mystico making his fight AEW debut against Rocky Romero. Two big legends in the whole Mexican wrestling, and making their way to AEW for Rampage. And I know Rampage is taped, so maybe not a lot of people were probably tuning in, but still, they got a .11 rating from the 18 to 49 demographic. Yes, it was the second lowest rating show since July the 28th. I'm getting my information from the Wrestling Observer, so shouts out to them. But hey man, I that if you didn't watch the wrestling fight, it was a very good fight. It was very interesting. It was fun. It was one of the things that I enjoyed about Rampage. But I'm starting to see a trend, man. WCW did the same thing. They're doing this business relationship with these other companies, and they're bringing them over to AEW, and they're showcasing them. But here's the problem, Nick. The problem, Nick, is that, dude, AEW. If you watched Rampage, if you watch Collision, on Collision you had the first fight was Brian Danielson versus El Idolo. That fight delivered, dude. Like, that was the best fight of Saturday night. Like, and again, I'm upset because why would they put that damn fight on Collision? That's a pay-per-view fight, in my opinion. But whatever. I'm not gonna go too much into detail about that.
TK.
They also it just frustrates me because that's a really good fight, man, and you're putting it free on TNT. Like, it's so upsetting. Anyways, you also had the Memphis Street fight between Eddie Kingston and Jeff Jarrett. You had Action Andretti. He fought against Miro. And then you had the tag team championship bout, Ricky Starks and Big Bill, who fought against Wheeler Yuta and Claudio Castagnoli. This is my concern, man. None of these fights, Nick, they had any type of storyline. All they were showcasing was wrestling. Here's wrestling, here's wrestling, here's wrestling. For me, I love it. But for the casual fan, we need a storyline, man. And if you start the show with Eddie King, with Brian Danielson, and then Idolo, and there's no storyline going into such a big fight, people are not going to tune in, man. And granted, I looked it up, and again, shouts out to the Wrestling Observer. They mentioned that Collision didn't do so bad this week. Collision averaged 518,000 viewers, which was up 2.8% from the previous week. And they also drew 0.16 rating between the ages of 18 to 49. So that's up by 14.3 from last week. And it was the second highest rating of the show since August 17th. Nick, what do you think, man? Should AEW change their style of programming? Like, should they tell more storylines? Should they just continue to do what they do and cater to the hardcore wrestlers and just wrestle like what they did? Just show a wrestling match and, yeah, hey, he won, he lost, great. Or should they do a storyline what WWE usually does? What do you think?
Man, I think honestly, I don't know what type of meetings they do, and they kind of feel like, hey, this is the approach we should go, and what type of approach they should go. And I think they just honestly, I just think they don't care. Like, hey, we're just gonna go ahead and just throw out these fights because we can. And then I honestly feel like sometimes AEW doesn't really believe on the development and storyline. And I think that's what obviously we just spoke about it, but that's I think what WWE caters to. I mean, entertainment, man. And if you don't have some sort of emotion, development, storyline that can really, really grab the audience's attention, there's I've read it in books that if there's no story and it's just two random people fighting, there is no shot that you're gonna have some sort of big audience. You're gonna get people to like it, but if there's some sort of story development going on, definitely is going to skyrocket. I agree with you. First match, that should be a pay-per-view. However, I think TK, man, remember
That bitch.
TK has a lot of bread, man. So honestly, he sees it more as he wants to make sure that he gives a good performance and good wrestling, but at the same time he also sees it as like, hey man, let's just throw in a bone here and there. And I mean, it works. If not, then we move on to the next show, I guess.
I just get concerned, man, when I see this, that they're just going ahead and they're just like chilling and just giving us wrestling. And for the hardcore fans, that's great. But if you want to grow the business, if you want to grow the AEW, you need to show more of a storyline. It's the only way you're gonna get more viewers. Yes, I know they got 500,000. That's great for them on a Saturday. They weren't competing against the UFC because the UFC had their pay-per-view much earlier. It was at 2 o'clock.
Like at 2. There you go.
They started at 2 and it ended up quick. And I bet you if that UFC fight would have gone longer, maybe a lot of people would not have tuned in. They would have been watching those UFC fights because it would have been the main event, which hands down was a great pay-per-view. Like I saw
man,
both.
that was crazy, bro.
It was a really good pay-per-view from the UFC. I guess we just gotta trust the process with TK, or eventually something's gonna happen where he's not gonna be able to last long when it comes to AEW, man. And you know me,
I doubt it, man. I doubt it.
I want AEW to succeed, and I'll tell you why I'm bringing this up is because it leads up to our next topic, which was the week that AEW was going up against NXT. Rumor came out that Chris Jericho had to actually go and ask TK to bring special guests over to compete against NXT. So if you're bringing special guests to compete with NXT, dude, it looks like they're reaching, man. Like, why are you like going ahead and trying to get like these guys? Like, what I had heard is that they wanted to bring in Snoop Dogg. They wanted to bring in again maybe Dennis Rodman, who's been on the show before. Like, dude, you're reaching, dude. Like, do you really need to go that far? Like, I know TK didn't do it at the end of the day, but if you feel, Chris Jericho, that you need to bring celebrities to your show in order to win ratings, don't you think you're not doing that well, man?
Honestly, man, I think again, back to what I was saying, they're just gonna take different approaches, and if that's what's gonna happen, then screw it, bro. Roll the dice, do it. I love wrestling. I think AEW is great, but AEW right now, to me, and maybe some viewers may see it differently, but I think AEW is still not at the level of WWE. And they just gotta take baby steps, man. And if they feel like they have to target NXT first, if that's the focus group right now, then so be it. Some viewers may not agree, but if that's the direction they want to go after, then you know what, go for it. But to me, I think bringing in celebrities, bringing in all this stuff, I honestly, like, I agree. I think they should do it. Why? Because it's gonna bring other celebrities to come in. And
yeah,
but
Nick, they've done that before. They've brought in
they
celebrities.
gotta keep doing it, bro. They gotta keep doing it. If first time didn't work.
But if you want to compete with NXT, right? And remember, I don't know if you noticed this.
Look, NXT brought back legends, man. Legends.
Yes.
Who would have thought Undertaker would be at NXT, bro? Like who, bro? Or Badass Taker. Sorry, Badass Taker.
I agree with you, but they brought wrestlers. They brought their people. They brought John Cena. They brought Undertaker. or Badass Taker. They brought in LA Knight. They didn't go and say, hey, let me go bring Bad Bunny, even though Bad Bunny is wrestled in WWE, but they didn't go and ask for a celebrity out there. You feel me? And Jericho, if you've listened, guys, to our previous podcast with me and Sean in the Square Circle, Jericho has gone on record to say that AEW is like upper tier, that we're doing great, that we're much successful than we should be. Our show, stands out and all this stuff. And then you're telling TK to bring in celebrities, dude. Like, then what's the product? Like, your product is not delivering. If you feel you need to go that far, I don't know, man. I just don't feel it's not a good sign for AEW being successful. And I think I don't usually like to give kudos to Tony Khan, but I'm gonna give him kudos on this one because Tony Khan said, screw it, we're not gonna bring in fans. We're not gonna bring celebrities. We're gonna give the fans the wrestling, and the wrestling is what's gonna deliver it. And for me, maybe for you, for Sean, for all the hardcore wrestlers, that worked. But for the regular audience, they're not gonna tune in, man, because number one, the wrestling is great, but we need storylines. And number two, if WWE for some crazy stuff decide to move Monday Night Raw or NXT over to Wednesdays, AEW better watch out,
I
man,
doubt it, dude.
because
That would be crazy, man, if they do that.
they've been talking about it, man.
Oh, shit.
They've been talking
I
about it,
already
man.
know.
They've been talking about Monday going into Wednesday or NXT going into Wednesdays. And that's scary, man, for AEW because, man, the ratings will go down. I promise you. People are going to tune in. If you put Raw on a Wednesday, bro,
I
I'm
mean,
sorry. It's
listen,
going to be hard for
they,
AEW to be successful.
but hasn't AEW been doing it? I mean, didn't we see a lot of wrestlers from Rampage go to Collision, I think it was, or vice versa? Wasn't that happening already?
Yeah, but the thing is, you get the wrestlers that are coming in, but I'm talking about the actual show, like WWE Monday Night Raw or WWE NXT going up against one-on-one against AEW at the same time slot. That's my concern. So what ends up happening is WWE, now you're gonna steal those wrestlers because I'm sorry, not wrestlers. You're gonna steal the wrestling fans from that show. That show no longer is gonna be the one headlining Wednesday nights. It's now gonna be Monday Night Raw. People are going to tune in. What do you prefer watching? Be honest with me. If you had to choose between WWE Monday Night Raw or AEW Dynamite, what are you going to tune into?
Raw.
Yeah, I mean, and look, I love AEW.
Sir, you have the pin
dude.
right there, sir. You have the pin right there. WWE.
I love AEW, but
I
dude,
like AEW too.
it's just look. I'll probably be switching the channel. I'll probably be going and tuning into some of the wrestling matches on AEW, and then jumping back on WWE. And maybe it just depends on how they sell it. What up, Chad? Thank you so much for being in the chat with us, brother. And introducing my brother here, DiTrapio, Nick, also having his first showing in our podcast today. So but yeah, man, I mean, it just concerns me, dude. Like, I don't think AEW can hang with WWE, and it just worries me,
Not
man.
yet, man. It's gonna take time. It takes time, man.
I hope so. So the last thing I wanted to talk about was obviously the show that's happening tomorrow. Yeah, Chad, you see? Yeah, I mean, WWE outshines AEW when it comes to the entertainment and the wrestling. I mean, the wrestling, and I've always said that AEW's wrestling is way better than the WWE wrestling, but WWE just, they're so good at the storylines, man. They're
Yeah.
so good at it. And considering that yesterday wasn't like the greatest, like they had Rhea Ripley going here, talking to this, talking to that. Okay, beautiful. But nothing to the extraordinary, but
I
it
mean,
was
people
still a
were
good show.
yeah, people were saying that it kind of felt like, it's just the same show, just another day. And not gonna lie to you, I think it's Jimmy. When Jimmy went to go kick John Cena in the face, that wasn't the most. What was that? Was that a Friday Night
That was
SmackDown?
Friday Night SmackDown. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't really good.
And I mean, you're gonna have blunders.
You have your bloopers here and there.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna happen, which is
Montez
fine.
Ford, I think his name is too. Montez Ford. He
Mon-
went on. I think one of the other wrestlers went on top of the turnbuckle, and then when he went to go hit him, he completely didn't really impact him. So you have your bloopers here and there.
And again, that's gonna happen. I mean, you and me are fans, and obviously Chad, who's on the chat, and also Sean is who's on the chat. Like, dude, I don't I don't mind the mistakes. That is the last thing. I
For sure.
understand the wrestling is not perfect. If they're able to connect their kicks, if they're able to connect whatever. Oh man, official DJ Memo. Thank you, sir. Welcome, welcome on board. Where is CN Dump? When you need him. No, no, no CN Dump.
What
He's
it do,
usually
Memo?
CN Dump usually comes in on freaking whatchamacallit in the squared circle. So as of right now, thank God he's not on the show. And Chad, man, Chad and Memo, if you guys want to join us as well, we're gonna talk a little bit about sports as well. After the wrestling right now. Just let me know. I could send you guys the link and you could jump on board. Memo, I send it to you. I don't know if you want to join, but let me know. And then Chad, if you want to join as well, I know you might be working, but you're more than welcome to also just send me a quick text message and I'll send you a link. Um, so yeah, man. So the last thing I want to talk about when it comes to the AEW side is we have a big AEW tomorrow. Obviously, we have MJF and Juice. That's the big fight that a lot of people wanted to watch for on
Juice.
Saturday. On Saturday, they had the devil mask again come out. So there's
That was
just
pretty creepy. I'm not gonna lie.
they're still throwing that out there. We don't know if that's MJF or if that's somebody else. So I like that. See those storylines is what entertains me. But when I don't see stuff like that, it's when I'm a little bit concerned and I'm like, what the hell's going on here? Tell me something. Show me something. We did not see Edge this past Saturday. He was not there, so there was no Edge.
Adam Copeland, sir. Adam Copeland.
Oh Jesus Christ! Yeah, I'm pulling a Sean. I'm actually going ahead and
Don't disappear on me, Fresco. Don't disappear on me.
I'm pulling a Sean, calling him Edge. I'm sorry. My apologies. Mr. Adam Copeland,
sir.
Mr. Rated R Superstar. So we have that, which should be good. And then, of course, Tony Khan surprising us, of course, with giving Sting a gift. I wonder what he's gonna give him. What is he gonna give Sting, dude? Like, what else?
He's probably gonna have him do his old retro Sting with the with the pink. I think what is it, a pink outfit or whatever he had back in the 80s and 90s. Probably an old wrestling.
He might give Sting like a statue or something. Like, here you go, Sting. Like, you know how in the NFL Hall of Fame they give the Hall of Famers that statue of their face. Yeah. Like imagine Tony Khan. Here you go, Sting. I did one just for you. The Hall of Fame Sting in AEW. Just made it engraved just for you, sir. I don't know, man.
You know what he should do? He should make Sting or one of these guys like the GMs.
He could. I mean, it's not gonna hurt. But the thing is that Tony Khan is such a fanboy that he's not gonna let go of the storylines, man. And he's not. I mean, look when he. Technically, we don't know what he did with CM Punk. We don't know if he gave CM Punk that authority to actually be running Collision. If he did or he didn't, look how that ended up. So it's like I don't think Tony Khan is ever gonna give that power to anybody. He's kind of like a Vince McMahon, but obviously like a weaker version, like he just wants to do. He's just a fan. He's a friend. He's a fan, dude. He doesn't want to freaking like. I don't know.
It upsets me because if he's really a fan, we always kind of like, how can I say, create the perfect storylines, and I'm surprised that he's not doing the same thing.
I mean, he's had some hit and misses here and there. Like you've seen him sometimes do like the whole MJF Adam Cole.
That was spectacular.
They've nailed it. The little Adam Cole segments with Roderick Strong is a very good. Also, they've done a really good job with those as well. But it's just the other stuff. Like there's more to it. I know on Saturday they brought Malachi Black, and Malachi Black was very big. They brought House of Black. So Malachi Black came out first and did the super kick on Bryan Danielson. So now let's see if they could develop a storyline between those two. Or knowing Tony Khan, he's just going to go ahead and put Malachi Black versus Bryan Danielson on Collision next Saturday. And that's what's going to be piss me off, because that's another match that should be on a pay-per-view instead of being on a damn Saturday night. And only 500,000 people are able to watch that. And if that, who knows? But yeah. Enough about wrestling. One thing we are going to do differently here on Let Me Talk to You podcast is we're going to talk sports, man. Me and my brother are big fans about sports. And with that being said, man, we're going to talk a little bit about the Miami Dolphins. You know very well that me and my brother are from Miami. So we have been season ticket holders for 10 years now, man. We go to every single Dolphin game possible. There's my brother holding the Dolphins membership cup. If you look at the background when he disappears, it's a Miami Dolphins back there, behind his gaming chair. And if you look at the background of mine, you see the Miami Dolphins back there. You see the
I see the MJF. I'm better than you.
yeah. You also see back here my Penta mascot
Gotta
over there
love
as well.
Penn.
But yes, so talking a little bit about the Miami Dolphins, man. So we wanted to talk about this because like I told you guys, we're big fans, man. I mean, you guys know me. I'm always in the Big O radio show, watching Big O, supporting Big O and Sean.
Shout out to
I,
Big O.
I we also go and check out other podcasts. Shout out to all the guys who work the podcast area. Like we're just a small we want to try to break in, so maybe me and my brother will start, and Sean, maybe we could bring Sean as well, and Chad and Memo and all you guys, the hardcore Dolphin fans, to come and give us an idea if you guys want to talk about it a little bit more. But where can we start? So after the game was over, me and my brother and I were watching the game together. And the Dolphins lost to the Philadelphia Eagles. And the first thing I did is I tuned into Big O. Then I actually stayed up really late until like 4 o'clock in the morning. I was working while I was up.
Oh, dedication.
Yeah, I was a little bit behind at work, so I had to work a little bit. But I tuned into Alan and Omar. I tuned into TD Finn's talk. I tuned into Dougie. I listened to all those guys, man. That's how hardcore I am. Nicky Smokes, I saw he was in Barstool
AFC Roundtable.
talking a little bit. The AFC Roundtable, those guys are doing a great job over there as well. Man, talk to me, Nick, dude. Why is it that we can't be happy with the Dolphins? Why is it that we have to go through this pain every freaking year with the Dolphins, man? And it's just frustrating, dude.
I've been a Dolphins fan for roughly 20 plus years. And I think past traumas, man, we've had little bit of highs and a plenty of lows. But Dolphin fans, diehard Dolphin fans, loyal Dolphin fans, we stick around, man, and we always believe that next year. You asked me, sir, you asked me for the past 10 years, who's gonna win the Super Bowl? Dolphins can be done 1-15 next year. I'll be like, yo, Dolphins are winning the Super Bowl. That's just how I am, That's how I. That's just me as a fan. Do I feel like the Dolphins should have won? I think there could have been. There was a good chance. I mean, we were in the game. It was 24-17 with like about 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter. We were driving, and man, I think Philly just has a really good defense. They have a great 4 defensive ends in the front line. They had Darius Slay covering probably one of our best receivers out there. Even though they weren't playing with their starting safety, I think he's a rookie. He played really well. Waddle getting hurt midway through the game didn't help us. Key players that got hurt didn't help either. Philly is a hostile area to kind of win in. And to not sound like I'm crying or whatever, but when you have a team committing 10 penalties and another team not committing not even one, and if they did, it gets offset by one of our penalties, bro, that's like room. That's a ingredients for just a big disaster. And I just think that was just wasn't our side, man. And now we're getting forced upon to do Hard Knocks, and I don't know. But I don't want to say forced upon. I guess it just Coach McDaniel didn't seem too fond about having to be part of Hard Knocks. But you never know. The guy, I don't know. He's a genius, man. I still believe in him. I honestly feel like the coach has been doing really well, but we just got to keep it baby steps, man. I mean,
well, look, man, I'll tell you this. Me and my brother, we do pre predictions for every Dolphin. So we do like pre-predictions like right before training camp. Then we do predictions
Mm-hmm.
on what we saw in training camp. So we'll do another prediction of what we think the Dolphins record is gonna be. Then we do another prediction during the first game of the
Preseason.
season. Then we make another prediction halfway. So we're
Halfway.
like
The
obsessed with this.
quarter. We do quarterly. We do quarterly predictions, sir.
So dude, like I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I my prediction, and you saw this, we spoke about this. My initial prediction was 9-8, and I think the Dolphins are a better team than to win just 9 games.
Agree.
But I will say this. I will say this. If the Dolphins don't get their act together, and let's say, for example, something happens and we start losing to some of these crappy teams, bro, I'm gonna be upset because now you have more to criticize. Right now, the narrative is like the Dolphins can't beat these winning teams.
Powerhouse teams.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't win. I mean, every team that we've beaten has a below 500 record. The two teams that we lost to was Buffalo and Philadelphia, and they both have better records than 500. Why? Why in the world is that the narrative now? Like I always tell myself, I'm like, look, man, the Miami Dolphins are beating teams. Like, look at what these other teams did against some of the other teams. Look, the New England Patriots just beat the Buffalo Bills, dude. Like, you can't discredit the New England Patriots.
Giants beat the Commanders.
The Giants almost beat Buffalo. So like I hate it when people start asking and saying, yo, like, dude, the people that we beat sucked. And that's not the way it works, man. Like I think as a Miami Dolphin fan, we need to look at it as, look, like you said, baby steps. And the only way we're gonna get baby steps is by basically making the playoffs. So my theory is, yo, we make the playoffs, we hopefully we could secure the division. If we could secure a home game for the playoffs, then I have no doubt that the Miami Dolphins will at least win a playoff game. Road, we don't know yet because last year we had Skyler. So if we have a healthy Tua, which it looks like Tua's been healthy, knock on wood, obviously, we could honestly say that maybe we still have a shot on the road as well. And I think the defense is getting better. I am concerned about the injuries. I am concerned about like some things not going our way. I know Memo put on there that the rest were playing for Philly. And that's true. They were.
Shout out to the MVP of the match.
Yeah, dude. Like I get that, dude. I get the fact that they were like going ahead and favoring the Philadelphia Eagles, but dude, that's no excuse, man. We went to the fourth quarter down by 7, like, and now we got to worry about Javon Holland. He's in concussion protocol, so he probably won't play on Sunday.
Probably not.
David Long Jr. Thankfully, he's back. He doesn't seem like he's in concussion protocol, so he's good. Win, he's gonna be out now for a couple of weeks. So now we gotta
put on IR. He got put on IR today.
So look at that. So that we at least are losing him for what, 3 weeks, 4 weeks?
4 weeks. Yeah.
And then Lester Cotton. Now we gotta rely on Lester Cotton to be,
which is not a bad backup. He's not bad.
Dude, he got smoked. He got smoked in that Philly, bro. He was the one who was holding when freaking Tua threw that pass to Tyreek Hill, man. Like, I know maybe he gets better with the practice under his belt this week, but still, dude, it's a concern, man. And remember, Raheem Mostert, he didn't run, and he wasn't productive this game. He started to kind of do better a little bit in the second half, but he wasn't good. And I can't blame Raheem 100% on that. You have to blame the line. They got to create holes for this guy. If you don't create holes for him, he's not going to get any yards. That's the reality, the truth. Now, yeah. I mean, maybe Achan or Achan, or however you pronounce his name, maybe he would have done better, but, man, it's still concerning. And then you activate Wilson, and then Wilson is not even played. Like, he didn't even see the field, dude. Like, those are the questions that I'm like,
I thought he had a couple of snaps, but maybe I guess I didn't.
But did you see him actually carry the ball? I didn't even see him even carry the ball, dude.
Why not? Nah, man, I'm a little surprised about that. I mean, they stuck in Savon Ahmed, and he really didn't produce any spark either. And they just really, I'm not lying to you, the game started off a little weird. It kind of started off like, delay of game after the first play, having to not be focused. I don't know if you noticed, but Tua's really good on his first drives of the game. Like, the guy is pretty automatic on his first drives. So for him to start off a little weird like that already gave you a sense of like, okay, this is going to be kind of like a rough game. And, it like I said, it's a hostile environment, but hey, it does. That's it. We learned from it. One thing I'm a very positive person. I'm a very optimistic person. I do like how the defense is playing. They're getting better by the week, and we're supposedly gonna get Jalen Ramsey back. We're getting key players back. Nick Needham got activated. He got off the IR.
Yes.
So now we have Brandon Jones, who we forget he used to be this, kind of our go-to guy last year, but obviously with the Achilles, he had to step down, and we got, you know, Sean Elliott and I think it was McKinley the third kind of covering for Javon Holland, but or Elijah Campbell actually. So
Brandon
I,
Jones, right?
and Elijah Campbell's another great player that might, help out the defense. Look, man, I honestly don't see the Dolphins losing against the Patriots at home. I think even though the Patriots are having a really good kind of sense of fulfillment because they beat the Bills, I, like I told you before, like our previous conversations, as long as we have number one behind center, we got a shot, dude. So we just move on from this game and we just work with it. Obviously, I think Mike McDaniel needs to realize that when Raheem is not working, we need to move. We need to do something else. He needs to incorporate, or not needs to, but my suggestion is to incorporate Chase Claypool a little bit more. He's too much of a talented player not to be used. So I'm expecting Claypool to play a lot more this week. And if he doesn't, then I'm kind of a little shocked. He would probably be like another Robbie Chosen guy, just an experiment that just, I guess, didn't work out. I don't know, but
I could tell you this, man, right now, bro. That one thing that concerns me as well was that I think I heard Omar talk about it, was the fact that they were even considering possibly if Connor Williams can make it back, right, to center, that all of a sudden they move Liam Eichenberg back to left guard.
hell
And
no.
do they do that crap, bro? But is Liam Eichenberg better than this guy?
Then Lester Cotton.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends too, because remember Robert Jones played a little bit of left guard, and he's also kind of in the healthy side, and apparently he has like a natural limp
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something.
yeah. I heard about. I heard Omar talk about that.
So
Again,
we have depth. We have depth. We just need them to have snaps, and this is kind of like I said, call me delusional or whatever, but this is kind of like a blessing in disguise because imagine if Armstead would have been playing all these games, and then I don't know where he gets injured in December before the playoffs, and then those players who are getting the reps now never got the reps, and then they got to execute during the postseason or the last couple of games of the season. That's kind of hard. So now that we have, guys like Lester Cotton, this guy, the left tackle, Kendall Lamb, Liam Eichenberg. Obviously, luckily, Rob and Austin are playing phenomenal football right now. I think this is something I feel like is a blessing in disguise. And then eventually, when the starters come back, like Connor Williams, Isaiah Wynn, Armstead, then we'll know, hey, if anything happens, we already know these guys have reps, and then we just move on from there.
we can't deny the fact that there might be other injuries. Obviously, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, and I don't want to go ahead and say, "Oh my God, everybody's gonna get injured or whatnot." But again, you might get Connor Williams back, you might get Javon Holland back, you might get, Jalen Ramsey back, you might get Teron Armstead back at whatever point in the season. But once you get these guys back, man, who's not to say somebody else can get injured? And then what are we gonna do there? You understand me? Like those are my concerns, and I don't know, man. I just I mean, look at X. X didn't even play, man. And last year he played with all that groin stuff, and we missed him. I saw Dougie's breakdown of the film, and dude, Eli Apple was like not giving a damn out there, bro. And I actually like Eli Apple. I thought he was doing pretty good. And for him to go ahead and just not do crap, like I saw the video breakdown and I saw Dougie was talking about it and he showed it, and I was like, Jesus Christ, this guy's not even hustling out there, man. Like even Dougie said, yo, I lost respect for him. I mean, yeah, it's same, bro. I feel like what you did is crap, bro. Like you're not even putting the effort, dude. And if you're not putting the effort out there, then how do you expect me to respect you? And then I'm looking at it. If we as fans, all of us in the Dolphin fans all around the world, if we see these videos and we see these people talking about, not putting as much effort and all that stuff, I'm pretty sure these coaches are seeing this stuff as well and hearing it, because remember, Mike McDaniel mentioned the whole situation about not being able to beat the elite teams or the better teams in the
He
NFL.
did.
So whatever is trending on social media, they could hear it. Dude, why are you not letting all these other guys, opportunities to get some reps? Like I've always said, man, you gotta give some opportunities to these guys. I mean, Chase Claypool, they brought him in for a reason. If Jalen Waddle gets hurt, put him out there. If you activated Jeff Wilson Jr., put him out there. Ahmed wasn't doing crap, bro. He was sucking balls. If you brought in Cam Smith, if Eli Apple can't hang, I know he's a rookie. I know you don't want the rookie to get demoralized if he fucks. Still, dude, bring him. Like, play him. Like, I don't care to this point, especially like I don't know, man. Like, if we're losing by a lot or something like that, like, why don't you just bring him, man? Like, let them play. Like, give him some opportunity out there. I know they just activated Nick Needham, but
They call him superstar.
I don't even think they're gonna bring him. And remember, they were thinking about putting. I heard about this by Omar and Allen, that they actually put a Nick Needham back as a cornerback. So they've tried him at safety, they tried him at cornerback. They don't know what the hell to do with him. Vic Fangio hasn't been a fan of him. So, dude, it's a lot of doubts in this team, man, and it's just concerning. The only positive thing is that we haven't lost to a bad team. That's the only thing I could say. That's the only thing that I like. But if we start losing to a bad team like the New England Patriots or to the Las Vegas Raiders or something like that, man, I see, bro. I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna be worried, bro, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to deal with this season, bro, because it's heartbreaking, man. You know how hardcore of fans we are, bro. We love the Dolphins. We breathe, we bleed orange, aqua and orange, bro. And to see them struggle would hurt my heart again, bro.
Call me delusional, optimistic. Hey, look, as long as we can take over the division and go to the playoffs having home field advantage, we have a shot. And if we don't have field advantage, I'm not trying to say that we don't have a shot, but it's going to be a higher percentage of us, because we typically have this weird narrative. If we beat someone in the cold, then it's not because we're a better team, it's because the other team had a bad game. And if we lose in the cold, then it's because the Miami Dolphins suck playing in the cold. And if we beat sucky teams, it's because I don't know. It's just narratives left and right. So you know what? Hey, it's hard. It's hard to not listen to the outside noise, but I'm gonna leave this. The Dolphins, the last, I believe 5 games of the season, 4 of them are home in December.
Okay, let's do this. We're 5-2. So I have. Hold on a second. Actually, let me just do this. Why am I tripping? Hold on a second. Let me go here. Let me share my screen.
From the top of my head, I know in December we play the Cowboys at home. We play the Bills at home.
All right, hold on a second, sir. It's a little bit hard to see it, but
the Jets at home, the Titans at home.
But if you look at it, right? So the game we got on Sunday is the New England Patriots against the Dolphins, right? So we got that. So we're 5-2. So let's break this down. If the Dolphins win Sunday, which they should, right? You agree that they win on Sunday?
I mean, what's the spread? I wouldn't be surprised if the spread is like,
screw the spread. I just want to wins or losses. Do you see the Dolphins beating the Patriots, whether it's by 1 point or by 20 points?
100%. I don't see the only way any setbacks can happen is if the Dolphins are not feeling themselves that game. But honestly, bro, I don't see the Dolphins losing that game. Tua,
all right.
Tua has the Patriots under his back, bro.
Okay. So let's put that they win. So now they become 6-2. So now let's go to the Kansas City Chiefs game. This is at 9:30. This is in Germany. You think the Dolphins are going to win? I say they lose. Especially if Tay-Tay's out there. Since Tay-Tay's been out there, they've been undefeated.
Yeah. I know. That's true. But honestly, look, the Chiefs look they're little bipolar this year. They're a great team, obviously, but they're in a neutral zone. It depends on how the. I also like to to take every variable in account of. So I think it just depends who does the Chiefs play the game before that. And then we can think, okay, if they played that team and then they're in a short week or
All
they're
right,
in,
hold on, I can find out
then
for you.
I think that plays a big variable on how the Chiefs. Because look at the Bills. The Bills played against a tough divisional opponent, the Patriots, and now they got to go play. They got to play against Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Thursday Night Football.
All right,
So
so the
it's
Chiefs,
crazy.
the Chiefs play at 4:25 this Sunday against the Denver Broncos, and
At Denver.
they're playing at Denver. Yes, that's a cakewalk for them. I mean, in my opinion, I'm just being honest with you, dude. Like I gotta keep it real. I'm not gonna go ahead and say that it's like they're not. They should win that game, and that should
They
not be a
should.
team.
They should.
They should not struggle against that team. So give me your prediction. Do you think they win or they lose against Kansas City?
Honestly, I say they win, man. I
Okay,
think
so
I
this is
think
what
they're
we're gonna do.
especially with Jalen Ramsey back. I think we got it, bro.
So I'm writing this down, right? So I got Frankie and Nick. So we both agree that they're gonna win against New England, right? So we're
Yeah.
both 6-2. But then in Kansas City, I have them losing against Kansas City. You have them winning.
Yeah.
So for me, they're 6-3. For you, they're 7-2. Then they go to the bye week, and then we got the Las Vegas Raiders. Do you think the Dolphins are gonna win against the Raiders?
I think so. I think Jimmy's injured. And even if Jimmy was there, I think the Dolphins can handle, especially with the Dolphins playing at home. They're a top five. It seems like they're a top five defense and offense when they're at home sometimes. So I think
Okay, so you
before people go after me, let's say top ten defenses out there, and when they play at home, because I'm not gonna lie to you, they've given up points here and there this year, but when they play at home, they play better. They play better
all right.
defensively.
So you got them 8-2 after the Vegas
Yeah.
game.
Hmm.
I say the Dolphins beat the Raiders. We're playing them at home in Miami. So we should win that game. All right. Now we go to the Jets on Black Friday. Look, man, I know they don't have Aaron Rodgers. You know that when we had this conversation before about the Dolphins and the Jets, I said the Jets were going to sweep us this year because of Aaron Rodgers. I think now they're going to split, and I have the feeling that the Jets are riding high right now. I say the Jets beats us. So in my eyes, after the Jets game, we're 7-4. What do you have with the Jets on Black Friday?
I'll keep it short, sweet, and simple, man. They beat Josh Allen in at their stadium, so I think they can beat Tua too. So yeah, that defense right now, unless something catastrophic happens to those defensive ends, I think the Dolphins. It's gonna be a close game. It's gonna be a close game, but I just don't see the Dolphins winning that game.
Okay, so then now we're 8-3 on your end. So then let's talk the next week. The next week we're against the Commanders, and we're over there at the Commanders. So look, I like the Commanders; they're a good team, but we should beat those guys. Those guys suck. So I have them winning against the Commanders. What about you?
Commanders is a good team. I think Sam Howell just has a really bad O line. The guy is going through what Tua went through in his rookie year, which is not have no protection. So I think Sam Howell is going to struggle with our defense, especially that we play zone, and I think that's going to be a good match. But I still I don't see it as a blowout. I see it as like a 28-14 game. So I take that as a dub for the Dolphins.
All right, so Dolphins go to 9-3 in your eyes. All right, and if you guys are in the chat, guys, if you want to go ahead and predict with us, let us know because this is pretty much what we're doing. I'm writing down who we think we're gonna win and who we're gonna lose to, and then I'm gonna let you guys know what me and my brother think. Right now, going into the Commanders game, after that December 3rd game, I have the Dolphins record at 8-4. Nick has them 9-3. Now let's move to the Tennessee Titans. That's Monday night football. We're definitely gonna be there. That's a game that we
No
definitely
question.
go. It's hard to go there. And just FYI, guys, like if you ever go to the Miami Dolphins game, like parking sucks right now. So just if you ever decide to
Bad.
go to a go to the Dolphins game, just make sure you get there really early. That way you can find some parking. Look, man, Ryan Tannehill, they want to trade that guy. They want to get rid of him. There's no reason why they're struggling. They're not that great. I say the Dolphins beat the Titans on Monday night here at home. We're doing really well. So I have them winning, and I would be at that time. I have the Dolphins 9-4. What about you?
I agree.
All right. So you by the week of the Titans already have the Dolphins winning 10 games this season.
10-3, bro. Yep, 10-3.
Okay, so now we got the Jets, and this is where I'm again 50-50, and I'm worried because the Jets are a good team, but I still think we have the upper edge at home. I'm gonna be a Dolphin fanatic, and I'm gonna go and say the Dolphins are able to find a way to pull it. So I say the Dolphins beat the Jets at home. I say they split New York, they lose in New York, and they win in Miami. So I say the Dolphins win in Miami. That'll take them to 10-4. What about you?
Man, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro.
You feel like they're gonna lose again? Don't tell me that, bro.
I think if not, I mean, Dolphin fanatic like myself wants to say, um, Dolphin fanatic wants to say they're gonna win because they're at home. So I'll say they win, but I wouldn't be surprised if they lose against if
No,
the Jets.
so then tell me your real answer. Win or lose, man. What you think is gonna happen?
I think the Jets are gonna beat us.
All right. So we're both 10-4. All right. Now moving on. The next game we have is that Christmas game against the Dallas Cowboys here in Miami. I hate the Cowboys. I'm not a fan of the Cowboys, but I also don't think the Cowboys are going to be a cakewalk, man. And there's going to be a lot of Dallas fans coming down here to Miami, so we're not going to have the upper edge. Plus, the sun is not going to be beaming on them, in my opinion. Where it's December, so it's going to be pretty cool for them. I'm sorry, dude. I think the Cowboys beat us, and I say that we go into 10-5.
Nah, Cowboys are not gonna do anything. We're gonna beat those boys.
All right, so you got them 11-4. All right. Next, we got the Baltimore Ravens, and they're playing at Baltimore.
Even though they have Mika Parsons and all those guys, I don't know. I just feel like the Dolphins are gonna be super healthy by that time, and and Armstead is back, so Armstead will handle Parsons, and if not, then Austin Jackson would get help from Alec Ingold and etc. I think they'll handle that.
All right. Moving on, we got Baltimore Ravens, man. We're playing them at Baltimore. Baltimore just got a big win this weekend over the Detroit Lions. Look, man, I know we beat the Baltimore Ravens last year in Baltimore, but it was not easy. Our defense sucked, and Tua had to be perfect out there. And can Tua be perfect again? I don't know, man. For me, to be real honest with you, man, it's hard for me to say this, but I think the Dolphins lose this game in Baltimore.
I think so too. I think they'll lose. It also depends on Lamar Jackson's health. Sometimes he's not really he hasn't been really consistent with his health the past couple of 2 or 3 years. So it just depends on how he's feeling, and if he's on the field, I think they have a good shot in beating us, especially at home. It's going to be a cold game. It's December 31st. So I think Baltimore is going to be a very tough game to win, honestly. So I have the Dolphins losing that game.
All right, and the last game we got is against the Buffalo Bills. Supposedly at this time it's being considered January 7th, but that could change. We don't know the date or the time. Let's go with you, man. What do you think, bro? They beat the Bills or they don't here in Miami?
Sir, this is the game that we're all gonna be saying Miami has Dolphins, the greatest football team, because we're gonna be winning the division, baby. This is the division clinching game right here. 12. What is it that I have? 12-5.
Right now you're 11-5 without that
11-5.
Buffalo game.
So that Buffalo game would make it 12-5. So 12-5 for me, sir.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think you're talking so much with your heart more than with your head. I think. Look, Buffalo's struggling, man, and they lost Milano, and I think that's big. I think them losing Milano, and I don't know if we're ever gonna see Von Miller back with them.
Their linebacker they drafted this year, the rookie. I don't know his name right now. Sorry, fans, but he's been putting up some good stats.
I'm gonna say, you know what, man, them not having Milano's gonna hurt them a lot. I'm gonna say the Dolphins are able to close the deal in Miami. So I said Dolphins win. So our final right now, our prediction right now is for you. You got them winning 12 games and losing five. For me,
Mhm.
I have them winning 11 games and losing six. Either way, with that record, that means the Dolphins would definitely be in the playoffs at least, which is what we want them to be at least. Because if I always feel that if they don't make it to the playoffs, it's a down year. That's the way I look at it.
With the talent that we have right now, man, definitely. You can dismiss the pieces that we've and I wouldn't be surprised, Frank or Fresco, if we pick someone up from like some sort of trade pickup or something and we do
We
something.
should.
I honestly feel like we need more O line and probably maybe another
Well, look what
and
Philadelphia just did, man.
maybe linebacker or safety.
They
So
just picked up the Tennessee Titan guy, that Kevin Byard guy.
yeah, and they picked up the referee from the Philadelphia Eagles versus Dolphins game too. You saw that meme? That shit's hilarious.
That's crazy. All right, man. So that was a little bit of our Dolphins talk. Let's jump now to something that is starting up tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. The beginning of the NBA season. The Miami Heat start their new season tomorrow night. Is it tomorrow? Yes, tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow night, 7:30 versus the Detroit Pistons, sir.
Look, man, we'll say this. My prediction with the Miami Heat, I think they have enough to make the playoffs. There's 10 slots. I definitely see Miami in the top 10 somewhere somehow. Last year they finished seventh, so they were in the playing game. Then they lost against the Hawks, and then they had to go against, if I'm not mistaken, it was the Chicago Bulls, and then they beat the Bulls at the last minute because of Jimmy Butler. They lost a lot of talent. You don't have the same squad. You lost
Gabe
who was it?
Vincent,
We lost Gabe Vincent. Who else did we lose?
Max Strus,
We lost Max Struess. We gained some people, right? We gained Jason
Josh
Richardson,
Richardson.
Josh Richardson. We gained. Caleb Martin's a little bit banged up. We still have Kevin Love. We got Kyle Lowry, which I don't know if that's a good thing. Bam is still there. Um, Not a superstar in my eyes. A super role model, like Big O likes to say. Um, got Tyler Hero. Is he gonna stay healthy? I have no idea. And then you got some new guys out there. You got some guys that we've have a lot of expectation on, or at least maybe they could bring something to the table. You got that RJ Hampton kid that you were talking to me earlier before we went on. That he was balling. He balled out in that Houston game. We
I
got
like Orlando Robinson, the center. He
Orlando
has
Rob.
versatility. He can shoot from the three. He can bully you down into the paint. You know, I think he has good reach. I think that's a good guy that we could, keep continuing to, harvest and letting him grow. I think having players like Kevin Love and Bam Adebayo kind of give him that veteran uh, advice would only make him better.
We don't
So
have Haslam anymore, which is a good thing, I think, in my opinion.
I mean, it's a good and bad thing. I think Haslam was the reason a lot for the locker room being so together, not having that,
He alright, man.
leadership. You'll be surprised, Fresco. I think Haslam was even though statistically he wasn't really doing much, but from behind the scenes, we only see what happens on the court, but we don't really see what happens in the locker room. And I think Haslam was one of those, big guys. Obviously, now that's where who's gonna take that next role? Is it gonna be Jimmy Butler? Is it gonna be Bam Adebayo? Is it gonna be Kevin Love? We don't know. And obviously, it's too early in the season. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Miami Heat try to pick up someone that's like a veteran, like a DeMar DeRozan, something like that.
I mean, we lost out on Dame Dollar. We lost out on
That team looks stacked, bro. That Bucks team looks crazy right now.
I don't know, dude. It's just, and then you saw he signed a new contract for 3 more years to stay with during the time frame that Dame Dollar.
$62 million per year, Frank. 186 million for
Outta
3
here, bro.
years.
guy. And keep in mind, man, this is the same guy who was talking a lot of crap about saying, "Yo, I might leave the Milwaukee Bucks." I hate when they do that crap. I hate when they start talking
Strategy,
about like,
man.
"Yo,
Strategy.
I'm gonna go and I'm gonna try to sign with the Miami Heat or something like." There was some hope. There was some like same thing with Dame Dollar, dude. Like he was like, "Oh, I might come to. I want to come and play in Miami." And then what happens? He screws us over. And again, when it comes
I think that was
to
just Pat Riley's fault. I think Pat Riley was just. I don't know if he's trying to be cheap or whatnot, but I don't know.
I mean, at the end of the day, man, whatever he's trying to freaking do, it's just I don't know, man. I feel like the Miami Heat have a lot of question marks this year. I mean, we
They
lost
do.
two really good
They
players.
do.
We don't know what to expect from Tyler Hero, and hopefully they can win, man. That's all I can say. I hope I think they're at least in the top. They're gonna be a team in in that top 10. Should they be in the? They should have never been in the play in last year, but they were, and I wouldn't
Hey,
be
we made it
surprised.
to the playoffs as a play-in contestant. So if we even make it to the top 5 or 6, that's already an accomplishment better
That
than last year.
that's another thing, man. Like they need to put a little bit more heart into the regular season because I feel like sometimes they just chill and they just lay back and they're like, yeah, whatever. If we win, we win. If we don't, okay, it's okay. And I think that could actually screw them over in it could
In the
actually screw us.
postseason.
Yeah, it could screw us over because at the end of the day, look how tired we were, bro. We were in the play in. We had to play more games than anybody else. It just those little things are factors, whether you want to believe it or not, man. Those are
It
factors.
kind of sucked that we let Boston come back. I think if we would have swept them, that would have helped the Miami Heat a lot
Yeah.
better.
All right, sir. So, what do you think? Where do you see the Heat? I say they fall somewhere in between that middle of the pack road. So I say that you know what? I'm gonna go this far. My prediction for the Miami Heat is that they'll finish within that 7 to 10 range. So I think they make it in, but I think they're gonna play that play in again.
I think the Heat are going to surprise people as usually, like they did last year, and I think we're gonna find a way to crawl into that 5 to 7 range. I think they can finish 5, 6, or 7. Do I see them going into the play-in tournament? Maybe, for sure, but I think I see them in the 5 to 7 range. I don't see them being on top of Boston or Bucks or possibly Philly. Maybe I think Philly always does really well in the season, but then they choke in the playoffs. You know,
All right.
who would you say is a wild card for you in the Eastern Conference? Cleveland, maybe, with Donovan Mitchell and the additions they made.
Nah, Cleveland's are
New
chokers,
York.
bro. Cleveland are chokers. I don't think New York did that much in the off season. Is there any particular team that did a lot of moves in the off season? I haven't looked and see. I mean, if I'm looking at if I'm looking at the regular squad again, I didn't look too much into the off season to see who
But
added what.
Boston picked up Porzingis, so that's a big pickup, and he looks like he's
But
17.
we already know Boston and Milwaukee were gonna do good. So obviously we got them up there.
Well, they
Philadelphia,
lost Marcus Smart.
yeah,
Well, they traded him. They traded him.
yeah, but they're gonna be contenders. They're gonna finish like 1-2 again. We don't know what's gonna happen to James Harden, so maybe James Harden
Bring
goes
him to the
somewhere.
Heat, man.
Nah, he weren't interested. I mean, I
Or
would love
bring
He
bring
just
in
got like,
Joel Embiid.
I'll say this. You know what? I give that Brooklyn Nets team maybe a shot to be a little bit better. They kind of they grew a little bit last season. Maybe they'll do a little even more better this season after they after having a year under their wing. And I think the Heat will not have to face them in the play-in. I think they finished because last year the Brooklyn Nets they finished what? They were number 6, so they just finished above the Heat. So I think the Brooklyn Nets will probably do better. What about
Well,
you?
just to give you a quick update, Nuggets are winning 94-90 against the Lakers.
Good. No,
Today's
man,
the season opening for them, so
I'm not a big fan of the Lakers. I think the Lakers are okay, but
remember Gabe Vincent is playing that game. Let's see how he's doing. Let's see.
what you know what that. You know what? Okay, I forgot about that. He was out there. Hopefully, is he balling? Does he have some points out there? Let me know. 4
4 points, 2 assists, 1 rebound, 2 for 5 0 for 3 from the 3-pointer.
Ooh, struggling, but it's his first game. It'll take him a while before he gets the hang of it. All right, let's move on. I know we've been on for about an hour and 30
Wow,
minutes,
time
so
flies.
we're gonna kind of cut it, the last two topics before we head out. And again, I want to thank everybody who's tuned in. I've seen some people come in and out from the chat, and also seen some people come in and just watch the show. And again, this is our first show. You know, we're gonna make mistakes here and there, but again, hopefully we get better at this. The last two things is we wanted to talk about obviously soccer. We wanted to talk about Inter Miami and Champions League. Inter Miami ended their season. They ended up not being dead last. They came out to number 14. They Toronto was actually the dead last team on the
Which
eastern
is
side.
crazy.
Miami ended up with 34 points. Charlotte, which was the last team to make it into the play-in, went in with 43 points. Talk to me about Inter Miami, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was a little bit disappointed. I went to that match where they made it to a U.S. Open Cup and Messi didn't play. He didn't even say anything to the fans. I mean, I was sitting there. I at least wanted the guy to wave at us. He didn't even wave at us. He didn't do anything. So that's pretty disappointing. Um, I hear rumors that Luis Suarez wants to come. What do you think, man? You think Inter Miami is gonna do something next year?
Definitely, man. I think Inter Miami is the most sexiest team right now in MLS, and they're gonna allow them to do whatever the hell they want to do
Sir,
with
let's
Messi, aka the Messiah, sir.
Look, I told this to a lot of people. Messi is the type of person that is gonna go ahead and pick Argentina over Inter Miami, and especially with all the tournaments that they're trying to do, plus La Copa America is gonna be here next year, dude. I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure they'll make it to the MLS playoffs. They better. They're paying him a lot to play there. If they bring Luis Suarez, I think they have a better chance because I think Luis Suarez is the number 9 that would definitely help this team. But let's just keep it real, man. Like, were you happy with this season? I mean, they won a tournament. And that was, I think, the highlight of the season. Was that enough to fulfill your Inter Miami satisfaction?
You want my honest opinion? Yes,
Really?
I think so. Yes, because um,
Dímelo,
let's
Juan.
let's let's
Sorry,
keep
I'm on there.
let's what's up, Juan? Let's keep it real, man. I think we brought Messi to win something, and he made an immediate impact. If you look at his statistics, I think just from the top of my head, I think he played 14 games, 15 games, and scored like 12 or 13 goals. So the guy was immediate impact from the first game, and then obviously he is not the same age anymore. So when he gets a little knock here and there, it's gonna take him a lot longer for him to rest. And like you said, he's gonna put his national team, his national country ahead of MLS. Well, it looks like he's doing that. Maybe not. Maybe it's going to be a different approach when he has a full season or off season with Inter Miami. I mean, look, Inter Miami's fulfilling his dreams to play in Barcelona and Camp Nou again. So
Yeah, because they're playing against Barcelona, right?
I just don't know if it's in Camp Nou or if it's in some other tour there. I think it's in Tokyo or something. I don't know. It's one of those two. So
Look, man, I'm not gonna lie to you.
I feel like winning the what was it the U.S. Open Cup
No,
or
no,
whatever?
it wasn't the U.S. Open Cup. It was
Was
the
it the
other.
MLS Cup?
Let me see. I'm gonna look it up while you continue talking about
So,
it.
but yeah. So then I feel like him just finding a
It
way to
it,
immediately.
it was Leagues Cup.
Oh, look at that! It was the League's Cup, Frank. Like you were
Yeah, but it
literally
was the Leagues Cup against Mexico. It was like Mexican teams and then
right.
MLS, bro.
But dude, can you? He literally won the literally probably one of the biggest tournaments in either you know football organization. I think honestly that was enough. I didn't expect them to win every single game in the MLS because I honestly felt not only I know Messi is such an impactful player. I think obviously, you know, I feel like he's a phenomenal player, and he's probably one of the GOATs of all time, but he's
One of
not
the
up.
goats? Isn't
Yeah,
he the
he's
GOAT of all time?
um
Look, man, I'm sorry, dude. I'm pissed. Okay? Look, man,
look, man,
this is a good
there's another guy who has played 45 games, and he's scored 43 goals this year.
uh-huh.
So look,
What is that
it,
guy's name, please?
his name is Cristiano Ronaldo, sir.
Exactly. And you know what? That's what pisses me off, man. Because look, I went to that tournament, that final, that US Cup final, and Messi didn't even come out to wave to the fans. That's why it gets me upset. And a lot of you guys are gonna go ahead and tell me, Frankie, you're a Messi hater. I know Memo is gonna go ahead and say Frank is a Messi hater. And then
Memo.
Ronaldo, we do not suck on Ronaldo's DICK, okay? You could do that. But I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'm pissed at Messi because Messi did not go ahead and play that tournament. I'm pissed at Messi because he goes and he didn't even play the last game, the last game he did, but the one before that, he didn't even play, bro. That guy, dude, it's like you're a
Well,
diva here.
I heard he had a minor setback that what was looked at as a minor setback, and
Yeah,
then it
minor
became
setback and it
and it
cannot.
became something a lot bigger. So when they tried to incorporate him against, what game was it?
We should get a
I think it was against Toronto, the before the Houston Dynamo game. I think that's when they tried to say, "Hey, let's see what can Messi do." And even Jordi Alba didn't even play fully. He only played like 30 minutes, and he was also on a knock.
yeah.
Could they be
I'm not discriminating on him either. He sucks balls too because we needed him.
Sir, come on, man. He's good,
Dude,
bro.
I'm gonna tell you something, man. You give these players these entitled players the shit, and that's what you're gonna get, man. And that's what pisses me off. You're paying these guys money to come play. You know who I respect? Sergio Busquets. That's who I respect. That guy, even though he's not the same level as what he was, but that guy showed it to every freaking game he could. He didn't give a damn where. I respect that. But when you have a player like Messi, who's supposed to be the MLS, the high and profile, the next biggest thing in MLS, and then dude, you don't even come and play, dude. Like that's messed up. And then on top of that, shame on Inter Miami because I'm an Inter Miami fan, but shame on Inter Miami for not telling the fans, yo, he's not playing. Like
I agree with you.
I know
I
they
agree
want to
with you.
I know they want to make their money, but shame on them as well, dude. Because
I agree with you.
like I went to that game, people were paying a lot of money, dude, for that game, and Inter Miami never said anything to us. So I'm not only gonna hate on Messi, I'm also gonna go ahead and hate on Inter Miami because at the end of the day, bro, dude, if Messi was hurt, okay, fine, he didn't play, okay, whatever, but at least say it to the fans, dude. There's a lot of people who are paying a lot of money, man, and all those fans, all those season ticket holders that are paying a shitload of money now for the rest of the season. Talk to me then, bro. What do you think, bro? Like, do you think it's fair? Do you think you're gonna get Messi? I mean, people are paying 3-4 grand for freaking seats. Get the fuck out of here, dude. I'm not paying for that. Wait, what is
It
Memo
is.
saying? You should hate on Colombia that never won a World Cup. Memo, let's not go ahead and talk about World Cups because last time I heard, Argentina won a World Cup with the hand of God, and then they win the last World Cup by getting the food poison in the French team. What a coincidence that the French team got food poison, but Argentina did it. Let's not go there. We're not gonna go there. And if you want to talk about it, sir, you have the link. I sent you the link. Come on board. I'll add you on the link, and we could go one on one. Me, and my brother, and talk about this. You don't know, sir. I'm not gonna cater to this guy right now.
Look, man, just to simplify everything, I give Argentina all the credit, but I just got to put an asterisk on it, man. I just got to put an asterisk, just like how Pat Riley put an asterisk on the Lakers on the bubble. Same thing with me with Argentina. But
I agree. I agree. They
I
won.
give all the credit. I give all the credit to Argentina. It must feel very, very nice to win a World Cup again after almost 30 years. It took Messi, the greatest of all time, 30 years, almost 30 something years for him to go ahead and Argentina to win 30 something years to win something big again. Even though like we've spoken about it. The three-headed juggernauts of South American football is always going to be Brazil, Argentina, and Uruguay. Those three countries always find a way to be, you know, a
Look,
big deal. However, you have your wave of random countries like, Ecuador, Colombia, Chile. Look, Chile beat Argentina twice back to back Copa Americas. So you just have to realize that, you know, I think Argentina should be happy, and I'm very happy for them. Hopefully, Colombia one day, or when Colombia wins a World Cup, which should be around my lifetime, I'm I'm gonna I'm
look,
gonna be
man.
especially happy about
I'm
that.
gonna tell you something. Am I a Messi hater? I am not. Am I an Argentina hater? I am not. I have a lot of friends that are Argentinians. As you could tell, Memo is an Argentinian. So I respect Argentina. I agree with you 100%. There's asterisks in their World Cups. Let's just keep it real. But they got it. A win is a win. So I'm not going to knock that for them.
Asterisk.
Am I upset with Messi and Inter Miami? Absolutely. Now that is a different story. If he picks Argentina over playing Inter Miami, I agree 100%. You need to support your country. I expect that. What I'm hoping, what I'm hoping, that Argentina goes to the Copa America, which there are. I hope Messi does play in the Copa America, and I hope he loses. Not Argentina, but I hope he loses because it pisses me off that you know you. I think he's taking advantage of Inter Miami, dude. Like that's just my. I mean, call me a hater if you want, but I just feel sometimes you're taking advantage of the fan base, dude, and that's not cool. If he's truly injured, then I take back everything I say. But if he's not injured, he was lined up. He was on that lineup for that Argentinian game, bro. He was on the bench. They didn't even put him in active. So
Well, the
and then,
first game against, what was it, against Peru? I forgot who Argentina played, but I know Argentina won that game. And Messi came out like in minute 65. I mean, he came in minute 65. And then at the second game, which was I think against Peru, they Messi played almost, I think, 70 minutes. So look, man, I'm telling you,
get out of here, dude.
I do. If you have to, I guess you want to point, the finger at someone. I agree. I think Inter Miami kind of took advantage of the hype.
It did.
But look, Messi delivered. He brought a chip. He brought a championship.
He
Now
he
the ne-
he
now
he
now
he
the
won
next
a
now
he brought
next
a
season,
tournament cup.
Frank. But dude, that's this season. It looked like we were even gonna make even the top 8 in the tournament. We looked like we were gonna lose in the group stages, bro. I'm telling you, Doug.
True.
I mean, look, there even I'll never forget, what was it, FC Dallas, when we went through that dogfight with FC Dallas. It was 3-3, and then we won in penalties or whatever. Those are matches that I would honestly. I'm not the biggest Messi fan, but I gotta give credit where credit is due. And dude, the guy came in clutch. It's unfortunate that he didn't play in the final. Could he
Yeah.
have played? That's a what if game. However, he brought a chip. Next year, they're gonna find out, hey, we're gonna get more people, and if we get Luis Suarez, that's gonna be even better for Inter
Look,
Miami.
I'm not a big Uruguay fan, but I have a lot of respect for Luis Suarez, and I hope he does come, and I hope he makes a big impact because we need a 9 in Inter Miami. Campana can't cut it, and neither can Joseph Martinez. Those guys, they're scrubs.
No, Josef wasn't really good this year.
But I will say this: you guys might say I'm a hater, and again, I'm a little bit pissed off because of that game that he didn't play. That's the main reason why. Maybe I'll cool down and I'll forget about it, but I don't like that, bro, because a lot of people paid money. I was blessed that I didn't have to come up with a lot of money for that game, but still not cool.
And you're not the only fan. Not only Inter Miami fans are upset, but even the people
Yeah, dude.
the away fans that paid money to go, not even see their own hometown team, to just see Messi, and he didn't even come through, or even those teams didn't even announce the starting lineup.
I agree.
So
That's
it's
messed up,
it's
and I'm not sugarcoating it. Inter Miami tampoco they don't get off the hook either. They deserve blame too. So, last couple things. Champions League did happen today.
Yes, sir.
Couple couple quick scores. Bayern beat Galatasaray 3-1. Uh, Inter beat RB Salzburg 2-1. Arsenal beating Sevilla 2-1. That was a big game. Napoli beat Union Berlin 1-0. Your boy, your team, Nick, you're wearing the jacket. Real Madrid, a la Madrid beat Braga 2-1. Lens and PSV tied 1-1. Real Sociedad beat Benfica 1-0. And Man U with a goal from Harry Maguire 1-0 over Copenhagen. I didn't even know Copenhagen had a freaking team. Um Right now, sir, any I mean leaders of the group right now, Bayern, Galatasaray in group A, Arsenal and Lens
That
are
Galatasaray team is shocking right now.
well, they lost one, they won one, and they tied one. So they're in there. Man U's in third. So Man U won one game and then they've lost two. Um, and the goal differential is the same as both of them are at -1. And then that Copenhagen team is 0 for 3. They've lost two and they've tied one. So that Copenhagen team is surprisingly I don't even know. Like I said, I didn't even know Copenhagen had a freaking team. Group B: Arsenal, Lens, Sevilla in third, and PSV in fourth. That's a good group, and it's still tight, man. Arsenal is 6 points, Lens 5, Sevilla 2, and PSV 2. That's still like,
That's an open table
yeah, man. That's an open team. That table's open. Real Madrid is leader. Damn, Real Madrid hasn't lost 3-0
with
in the
Kepa,
group.
baby.
9. Kepa, yeah. 9 points, Napoli with 6, Braga with 3, and then Union Berlin with 0. Is there somebody in Union Berlin? Why is that Union Berlin? Oh, that Union Berlin was the one I was telling you. So look, I'll keep it real with you guys. I told you guys that watch out for that Union Berlin team, because that Union Berlin team,
Yeah, they were like in second in Bundesliga or something like that.
yeah, man, and damn, that sucks, because I remember I said, yo, watch out, that's my sleeper, and they're struggling. Group D: Real Sociedad 7, Inter 7. Wow, they're both tied 7. Salzburg with 3, and Benfica dead 0. Damn, Benfica struggling. Group E: Atletico Madrid now they haven't played. They're playing probably tomorrow. Atletico Madrid 4, Lazio 4, Feyenoord 3, and Celtic 0. And then the last three groups, Group F: Newcastle 4, PSG 3, Milan 2, Dortmund 1. Group G is Man City with 6, RB Leipzig with 3, Young Boys, and I don't even know how you pronounce this team. Vina Zveda. I hope I pronounced that right. They both have 1 point. And then the very last group, Barcelona's with 6, Porto with 3, Shakhtar with 3, and Antwerp with 0. Any particular words you would like to say about Champions League?
You forgot to mention the other Champions League. Al Nassr beat Al Duhalai 4-3 today. Cristiano Ronaldo with 2 goals and 1 assist. As of right now, Cristiano Ronaldo is statistically leading in assists and in goals in Saudi Arabia. So right now he has 11 goals, 5 assists in 9 games.
Respect for that guy, bro.
38 years old, by the way.
Memo saying that he tried to join. Memo, what's your email? Text message me your email address and I will add you. We got like about another 15 minutes left on the stream. We could always bring that back, the Messi, because I know Memo is the Argentinian.
And like I said before, Ronaldo to this year's date, 45 appearances for club and country.
Hold on a second.
43 goals and 10 assists.
Wait just a minute here. We got somebody. Somebody's backstage. Hold on. There he is.
What we doing?
Argentina's in the building. We got
You
Memo
already
in the
know. You already
house.
know.
Sir, so I thought you were like trying to throw a lot of shade at me in the chat with
Yeah.
Messi. What do you want? Okay,
Hold on.
tell the fans.
So who was the one that started calling him Pessy before the World Cup happened.
The floor is yours, sir. The floor is
No,
yours.
but I want to hear you. Hold on. You're calling him Pessy. You're saying you're not a hater, but then you want him to lose. Make up your mind. You want him to lose? You want him to win? What do you want?
Hold on a second. I didn't call him Pessy. The fans called him Pessy. The fans called him Pessy because he choked against Chile.
I never heard of anybody calling him Pessy until I met you, Frankie.
What? That's not.
I swear to God.
You want to know something?
You
want to know something? You want to know something?
What?
I don't know if I could call you a real Argentinian fan because that was trending, right, Nick? That was something big. Everybody knew Pessy.
Everybody called Messi Pessy, and everybody called Ronaldo. What was it?
I don't even remember.
Pinaldo. They call him Pinaldo.
I mean, I guess if I'm a fake Messi fan, but all I know is that we got the World Cup. Y'all didn't make it to the World Cup. Y'all don't have a World Cup. You don't have a star on your shirt, so on your jersey. So all I can say is, calladito se ve más bonito. As simple as that. Simple as that.
Facts. I'm not gonna knock that Argentina has made it to the World Cup and has won the World Cup, and Colombia has struggled. But this is not Colombia versus Argentina. Let's keep it real here. This is us talking about Messi and what he has brought to the table. And
I mean, from what I heard, is that he's already quote unquote old. I know Ronaldo is still playing and he still wants to, like, I'm assuming, go for a World Cup. It'll be nice if he wins one. It'll be nice to see in our lifetime, because that's another GOAT that, whether you love him or hate him, it's another GOAT in soccer right now, in football. But all I know is that he's just trying to have fun, from what I heard, and that he's going to sit out games for sure. He's going to sit out games. And if he's tired, he's only going to play a couple minutes and then leave and just be on the bench.
Look, man, I don't have a problem with him coming in and out and playing like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, but at least show your face to the fans, bro. A lot of people are paying a lot of money for this thing.
No, I mean, yeah, he is getting a lot of money. I don't know. I wonder how much money he's getting in Argentina, but I can see why the focus is in Argentina, because they just won the World Cup. It hasn't even been a year yet, so I can see it. I mean,
did you guys see that there was something online that were saying the richest soccer players, right? And Cristiano Ronaldo came in third. Messi came in second, and then there was this other guy.
I saw that.
You saw that?
Saw it. Yeah,
what's that guy's name? Did you see that, Nick?
I forgot his name. I think I don't know. Does he play for like somewhere in Dubai or something?
I think
it's
because of his family. I think it's because of his maybe his family has money or something like that. But he was like the richest guy out of like
20 billion or something like that.
Yeah.
God, dude, you serious?
Yeah, I was trying to find it on Instagram because that's where I saw it, but I wasn't able. I can't.
Give me a look at it.
I can't find it right now. But look, man. At the end of the day, mad respect to Argentina. They won, but I'm always gonna go ahead and have some like issues when it comes to Messi because of what he did to Inter Miami that day. You know, it's just me, man. It's just me. It's
okay,
just
so if I don't know, if what's that guy's name from Colombia, man? Fuck, I forgot his name.
¿Cuál? Who? Which one?
James. If James played for Inter Miami, he got a major deal, just like Messi did, or maybe something along the lines.
Okay.
And then he got called to play for Colombia, and he left Inter Miami to not play for Inter Miami, or he got somewhat injured because of his age or whatever. How would you guys tackle it the same way if he's getting paid so much bread, or would you guys be like, oh no, he's Colombian, it's okay? Because I don't know, I feel like you guys are hating just because he's an Argentinian, and that's it. And because it's Messi. If it was Ronaldo that was playing for Inter Miami, and Ronaldo pulled the same shit, I don't think you guys would
DJ Big Al in the chat as well. Look, I'm gonna tell you this. Look, remember what I said? I said Argentina comes first, then Inter Miami. So I'm gonna say the same thing with James.
I agree.
Colombia comes first, then Inter Miami. Now, if James is semi-injured and he can't play, okay, he doesn't have to play. But if he's okay, if he's not like 100%, let's say he's at 75%, and he tells the team that he can play, why the hell can you not at least play 20 minutes in the game, 10 minutes, something, give something to the fans, That's all I asked from Messi. I wasn't asking Messi to play the whole
I don't
game.
know. I don't know how it must have been a big injury or whatever the case may be. Because supposedly, I don't know if he was already playing with the injury, and then when he played against, I forgot who they went against. I don't know if it was
Toronto.
Man,
he played against Toronto, and he played for like 30 minutes, and then he got subbed out.
and then he got subbed out because he said something was hurting. And then when he went to Argentina, he played very little, or I don't even know. I think he didn't play the. How was it? I think he played the
he
first
played.
game.
He played against Ecuador and he had the winning goal. Remember?
And then right after the winning goal, he left. He went. He got subbed out.
How many minutes did he play against Ecuador?
I can't remember off the top of my head. I want to say he played 7. I want to play like he played like 60 or 70. I want to
Get the fuck out of here. He played 60, 70 minutes and he's calling that his injury is that bad? Come on, dude.
I got to go back and watch the game. I don't remember how it went, but I mean, it is what it is.
That's shaky, dude. That again is I don't know. See, those are the things that I don't like. It's like I'm gonna go ahead and defend. I'm not gonna defend. Let's say, for example, the NBA players. When the NBA players would sit out, like Kawhi Leonard and all those guys, hey man, get your asses up and go play.
Look at Kawhi. Kawhi is a great example. Kawhi played for the San Antonio Spurs, and he sat out because he didn't want to be there, and his contract wasn't over, so he would sit out and say whatever, just not to play.
Look at this guy from Philadelphia right now. What's his name?
James Harden.
James Harden. He's not gonna play. He's sitting out. He sat out the preseason and watch. He's not gonna play. He's not gonna play in the regular season because he doesn't want to because he doesn't want to play for him. Do you think that's fair? No, man. That's a bitch move. Go out there and play.
Okay, but then to me is if he's actually injured, I'll let it slide. But if he wasn't injured, then yeah, I mean I agree with you guys. I'm not gonna sit here and say that that's okay because that's just a cash grab. I mean, we all knew when Messi came to the MLS, we all knew that was a big cash grab.
Yeah,
and then and not only that even Messi going into the MLS, a lot of people from all over the world came to the MLS, and MLS is next up. Like that's gonna be the next thing, other than just Copa America and everything else.
Well, that was when they brought Messi in. That was the hot topic. Everybody was saying that. Let's see if that actually comes into fruition moving forward after this season.
No, I think it should, man. I think it should. I mean, once Inter Miami actually gets a real stadium, not like the ones that we have right now, no offense. Once we get the stadium built and it actually looks like a legit stadium and people start coming out watching the games, it's going to go up, man.
Well, look, man, at the end of the day, I hope that if he's really injured, that he gets better. I hope he does come and help Inter Miami. I expect Inter Miami to make the playoffs next season. If they don't make the playoffs, I'll be pissed. And second of all, I hope he does not succeed in La Copa America. Sorry, Memo.
Let's see what happens, man. Let's see what happens. We have nothing to prove. We already won the Copa America. We already won the World Cup. So we'll see what happens.
That kind of it depends on how the team looks at it. I mean, they could be like, yo, we won the World Cup. Let's keep on winning, bro. Let's keep on winning. Or you can see it the other way, how Memo just mentioned. Hey, you know what? We won the World Cup. Let's just try our best here. And if we can't do it, then whatever, bro. We already did what we had to do.
It's harder to defend a championship, right? So
100%.
So they're defending the Copa America and they're defending the World Cup. So
100%,
I would be surprised if they're able to do back-to-back with both Copa America or World Cup. But they do have a better shot with Copa America because Brazil doesn't look good.
I feel like we have a better shot with Copa America. I know Neymar is getting injured left and right. I think he's injured right now.
For a year. He's out for a year.
Yikes. And then I don't know what's going to happen. Let's see how Argentina's team stacks up for the World Cup. I know I did see ESPN posted something that Di Maria is retiring after his next Copa America. So Di Maria he's peso pesado for our team. Like he's good.
That's Messi's Robin, bro.
And if once he leaves, I wonder how that's gonna play out.
But think about it. What's gonna happen to Argentina once you lose Messi as well? Do you guys have enough talent to still be a powerhouse?
That's gonna be.
I mean, Julian Alvarez looks pretty good, but
but they still need more work. They're not the greatest. It's not like the next Messi. Yeah, but I feel like I don't know what's holding Dybala back. I don't know why sometimes he's on the bench or sometimes he's not even playing. I don't know if he got injured.
Was he in the bench the last qualifying games? Do you remember?
I want to say he wasn't.
He wasn't. Okay.
Then it would probably be between Enzo and is it
The-
McAllister?
McAllister, yeah, they would have to step up.
I mean,
They have to step up.
And then obviously if you have
I mean, we have the Paul.
Neville.
The Paul has been helping out a lot too.
he's
Oh
still
yeah,
he's still on the team.
The Rodrigo de Paul, yeah.
yeah, bro, of course.
All right, hold on. Let me look at this. Okay, so the
No,
last,
and if as long as you guys have Dabble, the goalkeeper, bro, you guys are pretty good.
screw that guy.
I'm not gonna
so-
lie to you. I that guy, man, when he started humping the air or whatever, man, I'm not lying to
He
you,
did
bro.
he did the DX chop, dog.
Yo, That boy said I got 2 bars, please.
all right, so check this out. So this was Argentina's lineup. Hold on. You know what? Let me just share it with you guys. That
Hey, yo,
way.
shout out to CM Dump though. I wish he was here to see this.
Oh my god, that guy. I'm glad that guy's not here. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can share this. All right, cool. So let me share this. Yeah, all three of us are here. Okay, so that was the lineup against Peru. That was the last game they played against Peru, right? So
Yeah.
they had Gonzalez, Alvarez, Messi scored the 2 goals, of course. Oh, Rodrigo de Paul, there he was.
Yeah.
McAllister is not bad. He's a good player.
He's not bad.
Enzo Fernandez, Chelsea in the building. Thiago
Alistair's
Filpo,
from Brighton.
he is from Brighton. Otamendi, I like
That's
Otamendi.
weird.
Otamendi is old, man.
I like Otamendi because Otamendi likes to make a lot of mistakes. Romero, Montiel, and then of course the goalkeeper. I'm not even gonna mention his name. But look at the
El
bench.
Dibu, papá, el Dibu.
Look at the bench. There was no.
Oh, you have Garancho. He might be a big
but no
star
Dybala.
coming.
Dybala wasn't
Yeah,
on there.
Dybala's not there.
But you know who is there? Laturo Martinez was there.
Nah, but he's okay.
He's all right. I mean,
Marcos Acuna.
everybody has their on and off days, man. Sometimes Acuna does good. Sometimes he's struggling.
I mean, there's some guys there that you could probably go and say. I mean, Franco Armani, that's the backup goalkeeper, right? Lucas Martinez, he's not bad, and they brought them in, in that Peru game. But again,
Giovanni
We should have
Bueno.
won. We should have won more against Peru. I don't know what happened. I was DJing at the time. I was trying to watch the game and DJ at the same time, so I wasn't really paying attention. Like I saw the goals.
Who do you guys have next? Who do you guys have next?
I would have to check. I don't know who we have.
oh, look at that Argentinian
I would
dedication.
have to check.
Hold on,
I know
got you.
Colombia. Colombia has
So you guys got-
has Uruguay. Oh,
Uruguay.
Uruguay's
Oh,
a
and
good
Brazil. Holy shit!
Uruguay and Brazil. So November 16th.
Well, Colombia has
So-
Brazil and Paraguay.
So we all know that Brazil is not going to win. Uruguay should be interesting, but we always win against Uruguay. It's like
Yeah.
never fails.
Are you
I
guys
mean-
playing in Uruguay though?
I think we're playing in Argentina. I think that's how it goes. I think the first game is home, and then the second game
I'll tell you right now.
is away.
They are playing in.
Scroll down to the usually the stadium tells you. Scroll down.
Yeah, I'm trying to scroll down. It's not letting me scroll down. Letting me scroll down.
You got
Oh,
the-
hold on. Let me go to lineups.
you
Or
got the-
Estadio Monumental.
Monumental. Is that Argentina?
yeah, Argentina, yeah.
So yeah,
Alright,
so they're
perfect.
playing that one. in
Damn, so you
Argentina.
host our Uruguay, but then you play in Brazil.
He play in Brazil, yeah.
And then you play in Brazil. Yeah, Maracana.
Mm.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
That's how it goes. I think that's how it is. Every month is like
Yeah.
the first game is home, second game is away.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll see what happens. We should all get on for when the World Cup qualifiers, the next November. Obviously sooner than later, but and then talk about how our teams did in those games. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, for me it was hard to see Ecuador versus Colombia because I was doing the Squared Circle Digest podcast, and at the same time I had I have another screen here, so I was looking at the game and talking to wrestling at the same time. But I don't know, man. The standings right now, you guys are number 1. So look, I've always said Argentina is a great team. They're not they're no Joe Schmo, dude.
The only thing, we're a great team. We're a great squad. But one thing is that we like to suffer, man. Every single time. It never fails. Whether it's a Copa America, a World Cup, any tournament, we like to suffer. We'll play really bad the first couple of games and then somehow make it in and then win it or come in second place.
I will do this right now. Let me show you guys one last thing before we end the stream. So here is the actual standings. I don't know why it's giving me Argentina, but whatever. It's giving me like Argentina.
God
but,
damn.
Hey, let me go. That's
it's
what I'm
like
talking about.
it knows that I hate that I'm not a fan of Argentina. I don't hate Argentina, but I'm not a fan. So Argentina has 7 points. Uruguay has 3. Brazil has
12. 12.
I'm
12.
sorry, I'm reading it wrong. Sorry. 7, Argentina 12, Uruguay 7, Brazil 7, Venezuela 7. But they're gonna go down. And then Colombia was 6, and then Ecuador was 4, and then Paraguay was 4. I was talking to my friend who's Ecuadorian. He was saying that that's not fair that they got the 3 points taken off. I said, bro, get the hell out of here, dude. Like you
Oh,
guys.
what happened? How come they got the 3 points taken out?
Well, last World Cup, what ended up happening was there was an investigation. Chile put an investigation on Ecuador, saying that there was a Colombian player who was playing for Ecuador. That he was born
I
in
remember you telling
Colombia, but they made him that he was playing for Ecuador. And in the end, when they finished the investigation, that was true. Chile got
Wow.
screwed. Let's just keep it real. But what they did is instead of making it a huge controversy, they just went ahead and said, "Screw it, we're just gonna go ahead and deduct 3 points for the beginning of the next qualifiers for the
Wow.
So
next
they
World Cup."
started, instead of starting 0, they started at
Negative
-3.
3. Wow.
Yeah.
Correct. Correct.
That's
So,
crazy.
so a lot of them. So my friend who's Ecuadorian is like, "Oh, that's not fair. That's not fair." I said, "What do you mean that's not fair? You were cheating. You cheated by getting a Colombian. If you didn't need a Colombian in your team, then fair. Fine. There's no issues there."
They couldn't do it like Eddie Guerrero, bro. So they got caught. They couldn't lie, cheat, and steal.
All right, guys. Well, I want to thank both DiTrapio and official DJ Memo. Before we go, I want to go ahead and plug each one of us. So, if you guys want to follow me, my name again is Fresco Music, Frezko Music. Hit that like, hit the subscribe. You can follow me on all social media, on X, on TikTok, on Instagram, and on Facebook. What about you, DiTrapio? Where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at that way Nick. I'm a huge, or X, you can call it X. I'm a huge X platform person, so you can catch me there with all the news, latest updates. If you want to talk about anything when it comes to soccer or Dolphin talk or even wrestling, you can catch me there, man.
What about you, Memo?
At official DJ Memo across the board. You can catch me everywhere.
All right, and then you also have like a hashtag. What's that hashtag say?
Did you get the memo? Oh,
All
yeah,
right.
and hashtag CM Dump. Just for the show.
I don't see that, so I don't know what you're talking about. But
It's there, but I think it was a lot of type. I typed a lot.
this guy, bro, hating on my boy CM Punk, but hopefully he makes a return, either to WWE or Impact Wrestling. But guys, thank you so much, everybody in the chat. King Mahi, Carlos, DJ Big Al coming in
Damn.
late in the show. Thank you, man, showing some support.
El cubano que cree que sabe de soccer, de fútbol.
That's a very, very good point. Also, just want to go ahead and say that typically we do have an Uno game that both Memo and Big Al
We should
and
stream
myself
that
on Mondays. And you are looking at the champion right here. I am usually the one who dominates in Uno. Nick,
Yeah, right.
King Mahi, any of you guys want to join the Uno on Mondays? We usually play like around 11. We could try to do it earlier, but yes, that is typically what's going on Mondays. We have our Uno Mondays. We didn't have Uno Monday because Memo ran. He couldn't make it. He ran last night. He didn't want to face the reality.
I went to a networking event. I went out. I didn't stay home last night.
Sounds like you were running away from that Big L. Shout out also to Chad. Thank you, Chad, for joining the chat, and also our boy, the man of the hour, the guy that we hope that he gets well as soon as possible. My brother, my friend, Sean Stanley, with Sports Talk with Sean Stanley. Don't forget to follow him as well, guys. Any parting words? Anything you want to say?
Hope Sean gets better, and Colombia's not winning nothing this year.
Nick?
I like to finish things off with quotes, and this quote is by Winston Churchill. Success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts.
Awesome.
I like that. I
want to go ahead and end the show by saying, look, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope I could bring you guys more often, man. I had fun, dude. Like, I mean, time flies. We were talking for 2 hours, dude, for 2 hours. So things fly. And again, guys, Chad, Sean, Hakeem Mahi Carlos, and anybody else who decides to join the stream. If you guys want to be part of the show, just let me know. I am gonna try to do this more often with my brother. I'm gonna try to add Memo as well. I had invited Memo before, so I guess he was a little bit busy, but
Yeah.
I'm glad you were able to make it. Again, guys, thank you so much for everything. Don't forget to hit that like, and hey, till next time.
A la madre.
Peace.
Peace out.
Later.